Pals for Life.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Pals for Life. Pals for Life is weekly radio for anyone who wants to enjoy World of Warcraft with some extra pals. Today is December 7th, 2014. My name is Wilson, and I'm joined today by Randall.
What's going on, guys?
And Lane.
Hello.
So, holiday season has officially begun because it's December, and we're going to jump right into this. Our Spellbreaker topic is how the heck to get to Outlands. So the Dark Portal, as we all know, has turned red and leads to an alternate timeline where Draenor has not been shattered yet. And the Outlands, which was, the place that Burning Crusade took place for the most part, is pretty much like unreachable in my opinion. I don't think there was any tooltip that told you how the heck to get there, right?
No, I didn't see anything. Maybe I'm just very ignorant, but I don't remember anything like that.
Always a possibility.
Well, anyway, a quick Google foo gave me this great video from 2Imp Gaming, and we're going to kind of tell you guys how to get there for Horde and Alliance side based on the instructions from this video. Very helpful. A huge shout out to 2Imp Gaming. But if you're on Alliance, basically, before, you would go to the Wizard's Sanctum in Stormwind and click on the portal and go to Blasted Lands, no problem, right? Well, to do it now, you actually just go up a flight of stairs. You actually still go to the Wizard's Sanctum, but just go up one more flight of spiral stairs, and there's a portal that just says Hellfire Peninsula, and you can just click on it, and boom, you're in Outlands.
Boom.
There's really no way of knowing that unless you either watch the video or get very adventurous.
Then for
Randall, what was the...
Yeah, for the Horde, all you have to do is go to the Cleft of Shadows. At the bottom, Cleft of Shadows is kind of the equivalent of the Wizard's Sanctum, I guess, for Horde. At least where they keep their stuff like that.
And Orgrimmar, right?
In Org, yeah. And then at the bottom is where that Blasted Lands portal used to be, I think. It's been a while since I've been Horde, so I could be wrong with this. But now, on the second ring, though, this I know for sure because I just saw it in the video. On that second ring in the Cleft of Shadows, there is a Hellfire Peninsula portal. Click that sucker and just take you right there.
So there you have it, and if you couldn't understand what we just said, there's a link to the video on the show notes. You can check that out, where 2Imp Gaming describes it and, shows it in a video format.
You couldn't handle our awesome, is what he meant to say.
I just think that's interesting that, that whole zone kind of is getting replaced in a way, right? Because it's, the same area.
That's easier anyway, I guess. It's just I didn't know, so it made it kind of weird.
So wait,
right.
What's the root cause of this? Why are they making it harder to get to?
It's not harder to get to, it's just different to get to.
Okay, well...
now, it's technically easier to get to, I guess, if I was gonna, word it. But
yeah,
you just have to know where it's at, though.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, you may need to go back there if you want to get some vanity gear or
yeah.
other weird stuff.
Okay. Just spread.
Want to reminisce?
Exactly. The reason I went out there was because I was looking for a transmog set from... and looking for some items that dropped from a rare spawn.
I was actually going to suggest that, but I was like, I don't really play that much. I can't suggest transmog yet. When do you actually get access to transmog?
You have it, always.
Always? Even from
at level 1 you have it. Yeah.
I want to transmog some random high-level gear into my level 1 gear.
Oh, but you have to get the gear, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, no,
I think you have to be able to wear the gear.
Yeah,
after I get the gear and wear the gear and stuff, I'll transmog it into my level 1 gear and...
And the items have to be green at least, I think.
What the heck?
But you can still look like a scrub. You can still look like a scrub with green.
Yeah.
That's possible. Yeah, and then you surprise them in pwn face. Is that the plan?
I hate when people wear that stuff.
Yeah, no. Why do you hate that?
It's just annoying. It's just like, why
they have overalls
why do you
on?
Look like, a little lumberjack? Like, that's weird.
What if they have the lumberjack title, too?
I have the lumberjack title, alright? Don't get me started.
Nice.
It makes sense. You wear plaid and have a beard.
That's the only way it's reasonable.
It's the only way, huh? So, anyway, that's how you get to Outland. We're going to go ahead and move right on over to Tavern Talk. This is basically news and rumors heard from all over, and the first thing on the list here is WoW developers actually did an AMA on Reddit, which is basically I don't know, I would describe it as an internet interview. Basically, everyone who's on Reddit can ask questions, and the developers can look at these questions and decide whether or not they want to answer them. And some of the highlights here, and I'll just start, is basically what's the stance on the current state of flying, and are there any new developments in sight? And it looks like overall they're pretty happy with the way travel works in Draenor right now. And they're probably not going to be changing anything in 6.1. Is that about right, Randall?
Yeah, I think that's completely right. And, I pretty much agree with it. I mean, you just miss so much of the game environment when you just fly around everywhere. And of course, you're still going to use Flight Pass every once in a while because you don't always want to track the whole continent, right?
Huh.
But at least you're going to get some immersion. You're going to have to experience some things. And it also, for PvP servers, it's good for world PvP, I guess is what I should say.
Yeah, it's great. Like, well, in one way, if you are camping, it's great because no one can just hop on their flying mount and fly off. But if you're getting camped, it also sucks.
It also sucks vice versa too, though, because if you're getting camped, then you come on your ult, your high level ult, and then he would fly away or something. That makes it, that kind of sucks.
That's true. I mean, in general, it just seems like from the responses, there's a lot of gameplay you're missing out on when you have the ability to fly, without any consequence. You can just fly and get out of there.
Yeah, and, talked about this extensively too. So I mean, our
we
stance
have.
on the flying
Everyone knows what I think. I know what a lot of people that have talked to us have thought. And,
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, and they are trying to make flight paths from vendors very direct. Was another point that they had.
Yeah.
So they don't want big scale travel to be inconvenient.
Yeah, exactly. It's just supposed to be fun, like the way it's set up. Apparently.
It's interesting that there are some very vocal people in the forums and even in the comments from on Reddit and other news sources that they are unsubbed because of the flying change. They're not going to subscribe to World of Warcraft unless it's flying in Draenor. I mean, there's flying in every other aspect of the game. You can still fly in Stormwind, you can still fly in, the Cataclysm zones or whatever.
Dude, almost every person I've talked to about it, and in stuff I see in trade chat and everything, every time people talk about the no flying, they praise it mostly. I think I've heard maybe one person talk about how it was slightly inconvenient. But mostly I think most people just find it as fun. I think the people who don't are stuck in, old times, basically. They're used to flying and don't like the idea of it taken away, and they just want to act like spoiled brats. That's just what it ultimately is.
Randall laying down the law.
I mean, they just a lot of people like to complain, ultimately. And I like to complain too, but, I try to be reasonable. Not just, complain for the sake of complaining.
I just feel like if you're gonna unsub, you should give it a shot at least first.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, you can just tell some people are just, they've it's a one-track mind, and, as soon as anything goes off of that, there's no way they're continuing with it.
Yeah, well, it's an official worldwide release now. The game released in China on the 18th of November, so it's out everywhere. I think that's part of the reason why, the numbers were boosted is because it's a full worldwide release now.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems like people are not really too worried about it if everyone's still staying sub.
I mean, subs are still up to, I think, where they were when it started, just about roughly, give or take maybe 100,000, I bet. But
what's interesting is that I'll find myself mounting up on my ground mount, in Stormwind even.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I do that too.
And I actually want to do it that way, which is the weird part.
Yeah.
I actually don't want to get on my flying mount because it's fun to jump around. Well, I like jumping on my mount. That's fun too. But, just kind of bumming around on the ground is nice.
Bumming around.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Although it does, you do save a little time on the flying mount.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
So the next point here is basically plans for garrisons in future expansions. They're really happy with how it has turned out. This is Tom Chilton speaking. And one of their goals for the expansion was to add a feature that felt like it gave players new gameplay that feels important and thematically tied to the expansion. And we'll have to wait on future expansions, but they have a goal of providing awesome new gameplay that mixes up your experiences for these future expansions. So that can take a lot of forms.
Yeah, that's honestly probably the most interesting thing about this AMA is, they've added stuff every major expansion, like the pets, etc. But it's nice to see them focusing on that a little more now, instead of necessarily the races or the classes, because they've added a lot of those in the past. So the game could use with some, fresh new ideas, maybe some stuff to mix up the gameplay, and that's what the garrisons, or at least from what I've heard, the garrisons do to at least some respect. So that's good.
I think gameplay's a lot more important than just new aesthetic. You know what I mean? Because that's what a lot of times races and even classes are a little bit, right? Because, I'm not saying we should remove Death Knights, but if we did, everything would still almost function as it does now, right? You know what I mean? Nothing would really change, except people would be playing Death Knights, I guess, and that would be unfun for people who like Death Knights. But
Yep, that's true.
So, I don't know. I think they definitely need to go more on the track of, this, garrison and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, to be honest, even when I see monks still, I still think that they're rogues sometimes, and it's really bad. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's just the gear, dude. They wear the same gear. Also, because rogue gear looks way cooler than anything everyone else has. So.
That's subjective, but I have to agree, rogue gear is pretty cool.
Old rogue gear, anyway.
Yeah. But, I mean, I do like the garrisons. Garrisons are fun. I, keep wanting to pimp it out, and I keep wanting to do all the little quests I'm getting from it to... it's all tied very well together.
Yeah, you can raid by yourself if you want to, if you're one of those guys, yeah. Which we are, basically, so.
I just wonder if it'll get old after I start doing it on an alt.
I'm already doing it on, because I have 2 characters now. And
yeah.
it's whatever, I don't mind. I get to make, extra gold and resources on both characters, and I can use that to get more stuff on both characters, and it just works really well together.
Right, but that is a lot of upkeep, and it kind of leads into the next topic that was a highlight on the AMA was that, there's a lot of these elements are leaning towards kind of, a mobile almost design, and they were wondering if there would be any updates to the mobile app, like garrison features, if, maybe you could upkeep your garrison from your phone. And basically it's not likely, even though it's a really cool idea that they've heard a lot. They want it to be a Warlords only feature, so they want to try to improve it as best they can in game. I don't know, I think that it's something they will keep an eye out for, maybe in the future, but it doesn't seem like it's anything they have planned for now.
That is, that's interesting to me, the Warlords only feature comment. So, this affects your gameplay overall, correct? Do you have to be in the Dark Portal to use a garrison or something like that?
So you have to be in Draenor.
You have to be in Draenor.
So, and then in your garrison, there's a zone in Draenor that actually serves as your kind of base of operations that's unique to you. Like, every time you zone in there, no one else can see it besides you. You can have your friends over in your garrison, but they don't normally have access to it.
Okay, cool. That sounds pretty standard. That's cool. I mean, I could see them expanding that at some point, because, does the Dark Portal ever need to close at some point?
Well,
technically, you close it on the inside.
Oh, interesting.
So that you can't get out, but, there's always a loophole. There's always a mage willing to open up a portal for a little bit of gold. And a Hearthstone, so.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be cool to have this garrison feature as something you could use on your phone, right? Actually, Trevor, who's a listener of the show, said that he thought it would be pretty cool to have a mobile app that could kind of take care of some of the upkeep, because after a while, and I have to agree, it does kind of get a little, laborious.
It's definitely, it's just slow functioning,
You can't speed through it.
Yeah, if there's that option, innately it would be a little better.
Maybe we'll see some quality of life upgrades for the more tedious things as time goes on.
And actually, Randall, you were mentioning something that kind of speed up the garrison process, right?
Yeah, and I think, I'm not 100%, but I think it was Trevor that was telling me about this, if I remember correctly. Sometime over the weekend or last week, he was telling me there's this add-on called Master Plan, and I was looking it up, and I got it now too. And it just, really makes everything very fluid with your garrison. You can look at all your quests at once, or your missions at once, complete them all at once. Don't have to wait for all the extra, just almost like spam stuff that comes with garrisons normally, because you
don't have to watch every fight.
You don't have to watch every fight and all that stuff. You just, you click it, you get it done. It's very nice and fast.
And there's a history of extensions eventually making their way into the game.
Yep.
Oh yeah, if it's a classic thing, and it must be terrible in some ways to be an add-on developer. I wonder. It seems like thankless work in some ways, because once your app gets consumed by WoW. No one thinks about you.
And then WoW has even in some ways merged add-ons into their game. Like Quest Helper, Wilson, you remember that?
Yeah, Quest Helper was an amazing add-on.
Everyone used Quest Helper. Now they have it innately, basically.
It's built into the
Quest
game.
Helper?
Quest Helper was back when quests didn't get you didn't have your hand held through quests, basically.
You actually had to read the
You had to read the text and
quests.
figure out where to go, and there wasn't a little marker on the map that said this is where.
You had to use cardinal directions.
Yeah,
arithmetic, cartography.
You had to be mildly intelligent.
There was a lot going on.
Oh man!
Wow.
Yeah.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Wilson, do you remember the Link quest in Ungoro?
Oh yeah,
I cheated for that.
Let's just have a throwback moment
whatever,
here.
That's what it makes me think of though. Imagine doing that quest without any help, dude.
Yeah, there's an amazing quest line in Ungoro Crater in case you ever decide to roll level 45. I don't know. I forgot where it actually starts.
It starts in Ungoro, I think.
It does start in Ungoro.
Yeah, because it starts with Link. Or whatever his name is. It's not Link. But he's supposed to...
Yeah.
It's basically a quest that's a... what's the word?
Homage?
Yeah, an homage to Zelda.
Lincoln, right? Lincoln?
Oh, is it Lincoln? Yeah, I think it's Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Oh, well, that was a pretty off tangent.
Yeah, anyway, here we go. There's a wreckage of a boat in the southeastern part of Ungaro, in the lake where all the Ravasors hang out. Loot an item from the wreckage, and it will start the quest chain.
It's a long quest chain.
Yeah, but they're all really fun.
And like, you go cross continent, and I mean, it's...
Yeah, good times.
Good times.
Ooh, man, I got a little lightheaded being up on the soapbox. So, anyway, what else is going on here in this AMA? Okay, and here we go. Are the already released new character models still being tweaked and worked on? Because some of them are just looking very broken. Human female, for example, commonly referred to as Team Forehead. Ouch. So it looks like they are planning to make some additional updates for the new character models, yeah.
Good.
Interesting.
I actually really hated the new run animations in general. Just seemed way too bouncy. But
the Night Elf ones are just like... I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do with that. They look weird.
I've already gotten used to it, though. It doesn't even faze me anymore. I'm just like, I guess that's the way it's going to be.
Kind of reminds me of, like, you remember Sly Cooper's run in...
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would think of when he's kind of like stealthing around, bouncing.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It doesn't work for the Night Elves, though.
No. It just felt interesting also for dwarves. They were so bouncy. I was thinking, they're pretty stout guys and gals.
They should have pretty, like soft, or like heavy walks, They shouldn't be jumping up around.
No, and if I was going to be jumping up that much, I'd need to see a little particle effect each time my big club foot hits the ground. To get across my weight. But anyway, yeah, Randall, do you have any other thoughts on Draenor? Just kind of going along with this AMA and kind of almost a month in review.
All right. Well, I mean, we pretty much covered everything with the garrison. I think I don't have anything to add to it. I think it's fun. If you don't have that add-on, it's a little slow. I think the add-on is almost necessity at this point.
Yeah.
As far as just making that experience better, so you can get that stuff done, and make sure you're not sitting there for 10 minutes siphoning through quests, and you're just getting right to your stuff and not wasting your own time.
Right, and that add-on's called Master Plan.
Yeah, Master Plan, and we'll add it to the...
Yeah, we'll have a link to Curse in the show notes where you can get a download from a safe, reliable place.
Yeah.
I actually have a question for you, Randall. How the heck do you get quests that give you, like, real gear? Like, I've hit level cap, and I still get quests that give me, crappy item level 560 gear, but I want to get a quest that gives me an epic. How do I do that?
So I'm not, like, the best at this, but as you get more, like, level 100s and you get the eye level of your own characters up, you're going to get better quests as that goes on, basically. So you need to have your followers a higher item level and have them max level and stuff, and you're going to get more of those higher level quests and better.
I don't even know how
rewarding quests.
I've never actually equipped different pieces of gear to my followers.
Have you done any of those quests that give you weapons and armor?
Yes.
What did you do with those?
I disenchanted them.
You can disenchant those?
Yeah.
No, you're not thinking of the right ones. There are these weapon tokens.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking tormented armaments.
No, not those. There are these weapon tokens and armor tokens.
Yeah,
and they just look like this weird little like cartoonish sword and a like kind of just a gray breastplate or something for the armor.
Well, I want that.
Yeah, you just look for those quests. They'll pop up, dude. You probably have some right now. You just don't know what the heck they look like. All right. You should probably mouse over it and see what it says. It'll say like increase your follower weapon item level by such and such.
One thing I've noticed about this expansion is my bags are just always full.
You get a lot of stuff.
Because with the garrison system, the gathering professions have become ubiquitous, right?
Oh, that's another thing, right there.
Everybody can become an herbalist. Everybody can become a miner to a small extent. In the fact that I can pick up stuff out of all these bushes and mine stuff out of my mine in my garrison and have all this crap.
I definitely think they're trying to destroy the grind involved with professions a little bit. And that has also ruined, the reason to have any gathering profession, really.
How do you make money?
How do you have to have a crafting profession. Like, I sold the shredder on, like, the little weapon for, like, 5,000 gold or something on our server.
Why didn't you give me that gun?
You don't need it.
I have a 620 item level gun, dude.
It's a PvP gun, so it goes up in Battleground.
I still need my heroic gear. I still have to run heroics.
Well, you can just go get a 630 one there.
Dude.
You want to pay me?
Anyway.
I'll make you. I have the mats for another one. You give me 5,000 gold.
Can you not give me a discount? I'm your brother.
4,999 and 99 silver and 99 copper.
We will talk about this off the air.
Brothers, man.
You remember that time once when you tried to charge me interest when I borrowed money from you when we were kids?
Wow, we're going there.
So
you are.
So yeah, well, there's
Digging
no.
deep.
I'm not gonna relent.
Randall, that grudge needs to be like washed and cleaned. You've been holding on to it for too long.
Dirty.
All right.
Dirty tactics.
Anyway, that's all we've got on the AMA. But I did want to also mention to you guys that if you are grinding out your fishing skill, remember that the quests that you do in your garrison for your fishing guy actually gives you, let's see here, 15 fishing skill every time you finish a quest from him. I saw this from a post from the user Killing Time on Reddit, and I don't know, I forgot about that, and that's really nice. It's actually kind of new, right, Randall?
Yeah, I think so.
You said you were getting like 1 point instead of 15?
Yeah, I was getting 1 point. Or something like that. I can't remember. I actually don't remember if I was getting points at all, now that I think about it.
So, anyway, 15 fishing skill points is really nice. That's,
it's hard, especially when I get to those higher levels. It takes like 4 pulls to get 1 level or something. I don't even know.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
That's like 60 casts you do not have to do.
Yeah, dude. It's amazing.
Hallelujah.
All right, so save some moments in your life, at least to play more WoW.
Yes, please.
So, yeah, don't forget to do your fishing quests if you want to get your fishing skill up as fast as possible. We're going to go ahead and move on over to Trade Chat. This is a section of the show where we hear from you, the listening audience, and also pimp our guild. So let's go ahead and do that. Trevor, who is a good friend of the show, chimed in on last week's discussion, and he had actually some really good points, I thought, about the introduction to Draenor. So he mentioned that, that when you do the intro cutscene and all this stuff, you have to go through this controlled series of events, and you kind of get introduced to all the warlords, and that's nice and fun, but after like 5 or 6 times, that gets pretty rough, and I can imagine that. I've only done it twice, and I was kind of burned out by the end of the second run.
Oh, yeah, maybe they could make that, because they definitely made it for that first experience, right? That's what they were aiming for. They weren't really aiming to appease anyone that was making, like, your 6 or 7 ults, right?
Right, that's a huge hook, but it comes at a price, because it's not very replayable.
Skippable cuts, dude, really important.
I think
you can skip them. But it's still like a controlled chain of events.
Oh,
it's
like a whole, almost like a quest line, I guess, maybe?
Yeah, it's basically a big scenario.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a quality of life thing. I'm sure they will eventually.
And this is actually one area where I have to agree that Pandaria actually did a little better. Because you could just hop in and get Pandaria started.
Yeah, I mean, it was
with your alts.
It was just quick. That's what it was for sure. Like, it was
Pandaria
fast.
is literally just like running from place to place doing little tasks so far. For me, at least.
Yeah, that's what it must be.
And
there's like some unique quests there for sure.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not bad, and I talked about. This
better
last
than
week, but it's
Azure Mist, like
a crap ton better than Azure Mist. Like, it's even interesting,
dude,
and it feels like it's alive.
I'm telling you though, dude, like that place is worse than every other place in the game, though.
I actually like it. I've been
quiet
about this.
Talking.
Why
do you talk when your opinion doesn't matter? Like,
I've been quiet this whole time, and I kind of enjoy it.
I've been quiet like half this show because I don't even have anything to say on Draenor yet. Anyway, I think the only way you could freaking like that place is if you have been running around the whole world the entire time, and it's nice to take a break from, the city or whatever. Because that place is so dead and lifeless, and nothing is happening there. And I don't know if that's what they were really going for. Maybe it was. Their frickin' spaceship crashed in the middle of the forest. That's pretty much what's going to happen. But Pandaria is just so much more interesting to be running around in. There's people training. The people talk to you. They say crap. The quests are more interesting for starters. Like, I don't have to run and collect things. I go free this guy from the little things that are falling around. It's all around more interesting.
If someone likes Azure Mist, I innately have some kind of beef with them, I think. It's just so bad. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess I'll qualify it a little more and mention that I was also like pining heavily after the Blood Elf Bandit mask. I don't know if you can remember that, but basically it was a little cloth mask that got dropped by some random Blood Elf Bandit that would attack you. It was super rare, and all of the cool kids had them inside Stormwind. They would sit on the fountain and show them off, and I wanted one. So
crap.
I thought that maybe if I created...
It's not as good as the Defias mask, alright, dude?
No,
that's the OG.
Did you ever get it, or is this another time lost?
I still don't have it. I'm looking at pictures of them right now.
I'm pretty sure I have one.
Another time lost Proto Drake. Time lost.
Maybe that's
Proto
what I need.
Mask.
Maybe I need like a hunting outfit to get the time lost.
Like a
anyway.
Set.
Yeah, there we go. So another point that Trevor had here is that Blood Elves, I talked about how Blood Elves are mana junkies in the lore, and that's why it makes sense for them to be emaciated, at least the females. The men cannot be emaciated in MMOs. They have to have big muscles. But basically, he pointed out that Velen, reinitialized the Sunwell, so that allowed them to not be junkies anymore, and they got to go back to how they used to be before they got addicted to mana. So, good point. Lore is intact.
Woo.
So, anyway, big shout out to Trevorius Maximus, Commander of the Armies of the North, General of the Felix Legions, and Loyal Servant of the True King Magni. That's his full name, by the way.
And, actually, before we close out Trade Chat, I wanted to ask something to anyone that plays WoW, and PvP really is the only thing I'm doing right now or care about. So this is all this is about. I'm not talking about PvE at all. I've been having like a huge problem with just like healers in general, but mostly Disc Priests. And I want to see if anyone else thought healing as a whole is ridiculous. And I actually don't just mean healers when I say this, although Disc Priests are probably the most overpowered class right now. I mean healing from every class. I mean, like I have a Ret Paladin now, and he heals way too much. Druids that are not Resto heal way too much. Death Knights heal for way too much. Everybody heals for way too much. Is anyone else tired of this? I don't know. I'm not a fan of like fights lasting like 15 minutes.
Question then about that. So they, in a couple patches ago, or last major content patch ago, they toned down damage numbers, right? Did they?
But they put them back though.
They did tone healing down too,
okay,
but it wasn't, and they changed how a lot of healing spells worked, but it still seems to be not enough.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. Like, at least like, it was different for lower levels because people had less health and like did more damage, like percentage, I guess. So like people died faster, so you needed that quick healing.
Yeah.
But now
it's
people already have a little more health, and it's, even like if like Ret Paladins probably do like the most burst damage I'd say in this expansion. And, I can like pop everything along with my friend who is a Frost Death Knight, David, y'all know him. And, he does pretty good damage too, like just barely under what I do. And we'll go ham on this priest. He won't even cast a spell and we won't get him below half health. And I'll do probably like 400,000 damage and then my friend will do like another 350,000 damage. So they've absorbed 750,000 damage or something.
Right, you could have killed me well over 3 times.
Yeah, and then the same goes with like healing for like Death Knights or something, right? Like we'll do the same thing to Death Knights, and then they'll heal for like, I don't know, like 1 million or something ultimately. Like, it gets ridiculous. Like
maybe my heals. Maybe I should take my Paladin to or whatever. I guess my Pandaren Shaman. I think I started Shaman to the battlegrounds and just heal all over the place.
Dude, healing is like that makes the difference between winning and losing a lot of battlegrounds, dude. Like having a healer or not.
Yeah, definitely so. And so to recap the question, basically this is our listener quest for the week, is healing overpowered in a PvP context right now?
Yeah, in PvP context, because you need the fast healing in PvE, obviously, because people die really fast. They get hit for like 100,000, like AoE, so the whole team's down. Like, you've got to have good healing for that. But
so it's not just Disc Priests, even though they're ridiculous.
Disc Priests are definitely ridiculous, and I have a huge beef with them right now. But, I mean, every class, even, like, Hunters even. Hunters heal. I don't even know what Hunters heal with. I don't understand.
Spec.
How do Hunters heal? Like, do they, like, drink the blood of, like, they're hunted? I don't understand.
They just have potions and bandages, Randall.
Dude, it is ridiculous. But
hey, I have a quick
everyone
question.
has too much healing.
So, is the game balanced separately at all, or is it balanced for PvP and PvE at the same time?
No, it's balanced. It is balanced separately.
Okay.
It's different contexts.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's going to be the end of Trade Chat. You can come find us and play with us on Emerald Dream Alliance site. We've got a guild, PFL. You'll find our battle tags in the show notes. If you want to hit us up in-game and get an invite to the guild, you're more than welcome. But at this point, we are going to close out the show. Thanks for the group, and thanks for tuning in this week. Feel free to shoot us any questions, complaints, or screenshots of your time-lost proto-drake in your garrison to pals@palsforlife.net. And to listen to any of our previous episodes, check out our website, palishlife.net, or you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and anywhere else podcasts are found. Until next time, this has been Pals for Life.
Yeah.
Bye. We're done.
Nicely done, gentlemen.
I'm getting tired.
Gentleman.
Quit it.
Wilson's one step from pooping himself. Too late.
Okay, I'm gonna destroy my voice if I do that more.